here, and today I have a super requested video for you babes. Today I'm going to be doing a Too Faced one brand tutorial. I have done 2 other one brand tutorials on my channel, one for e.l.f. and one for Tarte, so if you haven't seen those yet, check it out. But I recently did a huge, massive haul from when I went to Los Angeles last month, and so many of you guys were like, Too Faced one brand tutorial, do it, and I was like, I'm on it. Too Faced is one of my favorite brands. I would have to say they're in my top 3. I love them to death. And let me just say that is not because I have a very good relationship with them. I truly love their products and I always have before I even started working with them. Much love to the Too Faced family as always. Mwah. Also, I am currently doing a Too Faced Sweet Peach collection giveaway on my channel. So if you haven't entered that yet, be sure to go and do so because it will be ending very soon. And it's actually so funny because I actually just received this in the mail today. So another Too Faced themed video is going to be coming soon, and it is going to be on their beautiful spring/summer collection Natural Love palette, the highlighters. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna get the new shades of Melted liquid lipsticks yet, but stay tuned for that video. It should be up within the next week or so because that collection is actually launching March 9th. But today I created a darker, more sultry look with brown lips, and I also wanted to do something bronzy, kind of army green, inspired by my shirt actually. And if you haven't already noticed, I got my hair done. I got it cut, if you could see, and I also got it colored. I quickly want to thank Aveda and 14J Salon located in New York City. I got my hair cut by Taylor and I got my hair colored by David. I got a little lighter. As you could see, I got like caramel colored highlights. So if you live in the New York City area, I definitely recommend you check out 14J Salon. They are amazing. If you've been following me for a while, I actually cut my own hair the last time I did it, so this is the first time that someone's cut my hair and I actually love it. Their service is amazing. The salon is beautiful. They use amazing Aveda products and it's just the bomb. I totally recommend you go if you live in the New York City area. I will be doing a hair care routine video very soon and I will be featuring a lot of Aveda products in there. I did want to do caramel balayage, but David, the hair colorist, didn't want to bleach my hair, so I ended up with these caramel highlights and I really like them. I probably will end up doing the balayage sometime soon, but I am totally fine with this color and I really think it adds a lot of definition to my hair. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. This is like the first time you guys are seeing my hair. And lastly, I am so sorry for this long intro. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday for every weeks at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it is a super fun time around here. Also, click that bell so you can be notified whenever I post, and be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts. So without further ado, again, I'm so sorry. I just had to get a lot out of the way. If you want to see how I achieved this look, keep on watching. Okay guys, so getting started, first of all, I just washed off my face of my school makeup, so if my face is a little bit red or looks a little bit raw is the word, I don't know, that's because it is. And also I want to get this out of the way before I even start. I've been having a lighting problem recently. You may have noticed from the intro to now, I don't really know how this video is going to look. But long story short, I'm not filming in a studio, I just am in my bedroom. I've always just done stuff on my own. I have a set of umbrella lights here and an umbrella light here that's actually missing a bulb, but I really don't think that is the reason for it at all. But back here my lighting changes, and while I film my camera will sometimes stop recording, and I find that when I start it back recording and the shutter turns off, it for some reason changes the lighting. And I had it on auto lighting a few months back and it was terrible, and I changed it to manual, but for some reason it still just sometimes fluctuates. And yeah, I'm messing around with it. Please forgive me. This camera is also 4 years old, so that might have a lot to do with it. That is also a big reason why I refrain from zooming in on my tutorials, because I find when I zoom it changes the lighting again and it doesn't pick up the true colors, and also when I zoom out then it changes again. I don't know. I'm just having some trouble lately. I feel like in the summer this never happens, but anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and push my hair Now I know this isn't Too Faced and this is the only thing that's going to be not Too Faced in this tutorial, but I'm going to be using my Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. I just always have to use a spray, and also to set my makeup. You guys know I love setting my makeup with a spray and using it to intensify my highlight and all that stuff. Blending all the powders together so it doesn't look cakey, so I need this stuff. And after that I'm going to be going into the Too Faced Hangover X Primer, and I have heard so many people rave about this. I've only used it once, so I haven't really developed an opinion yet, but it's supposed to be a replenishing face moisturizer, and it is infused with coconut water. So I'm just going to put this all over my skin just to soak in while I'm doing my brows and my eyes, and just to prep my skin for the face later on. Okay, so now I'm going to move straight onto the eyebrows, and the only brow product I have from Too Faced is the Brow Quickie Brush On Fiber Cream. They do have pencils. I don't know if they're out yet or not, but I do not own them, so that's kind of a bummer because I do like to use a pencil just to fill in this line over here. If you could see the excess hairs going on, please ignore that. But it looks like this, the wand, is a little bigger than the Benefit one, and I'm just going to start to brush that through my brows. So today we're gonna get a really natural brow. So I'm just going to comb this through the hairs to get any of those sparse areas up here. Since this has fibers, it'll kind of adhere to the eyebrows and make them pop. And I'm probably going to go back in with this later once I'm done with my foundation. But since we don't have a pencil, I'm going to try and take the tip of this and kind of outline over there, just so it's not super bare. And I'm just going to keep on combing this through my brows until I feel satisfied. This is the darkest color. It is Universal Brunette, and it does make my brows tinted a little bit lighter. I don't know if you could tell, but it does match my new hair, so I'm not complaining. One thing I do notice about this product is it makes the brows very stiff and really sets them in and locks them in. I'm just gonna try and clean that up with my finger, just swipe it away. So I think this brow is good for now. I do feel a little weird just using a product like this, but here's the difference. So as you can see, it does do a lot. I feel like this is great for every day. I'm gonna go back in later, but let's finish up the other brow. Also, I do want to note that the lighting is probably gonna change a bit more in this video because the sun is setting. So I just created that outline with the tip of this. So as you can see, it is not blended at all, but it does work to create a nice precise line if that's all you have and have to work with. Okay, so I think that's the best it's gonna get for now. I would say that it is pretty tricky to just work with this alone. Only if you're going for a full glam look, which I'm doing today, but otherwise it's definitely doable. I mean, look, I will definitely be going back in later, and I'm sure the Too Faced pencils are going to be amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to move straight onto the eyes. The first thing I'm going to do is take the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, the 24 Plus Anti-Crease Eyeshadow Primer, and I'm just going to take this and try and spread it all over my eyelids just with my finger. This creates a really nice smooth base. Now I'm so tempted to put concealer on my lids. I might, just to cancel out the dark circles. I've always had a problem with darker circles and veins, especially in the winter. It looks way more prominent because I get paler, so it just stands out more. But also the problem is my sleeping schedule is terrible. I really need to fix that, and I do not drink enough water. I'm not going to get too much into this because this is not about all of that. It's about the Too Faced products, but I really need to start drinking 3 to 4 bottles a day. I probably drink only 1, if even. It's really bad, guys. I only drink when I'm thirsty, and that's a terrible habit. I've been reading your suggestions. You guys are all like, Adyel, drink water. And I know that whenever I get tiny bumps on my skin, it's because I need to drink more water because dehydration, my skin is dehydrated, and you know. So because of this, I don't want any tints in my eyeshadow or unevenness. So after I have that primer, I'm taking my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in light, and I'm just going to put that on my eyelids like so. Blend this out with a beauty blender. And if you follow me on Snapchat, You guys know I was scared that this product was making my eye eczema flare up because I do suffer from eye eczema, and I wore this at the time that it was flaring up, but it actually turned out it wasn't related to this at all, so that's really nice. I'm just doing a light layer of this. Again, because I have dry eyelids, I really don't want to put too much of this on. Now I'm going to take my Too Faced Mr. Right powder brush and the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Pressed Powder. I'll be talking more about their powders later on. I'm just going to tap some of this onto my eyelids just to lock in some of that concealer. Okay, so for today's shadows, I'm mainly going to be focusing on using the original Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Now, I've done videos with the Semi-Sweet and the Bonbons and also the Peach palette, but I have actually never ever done a video with this. I did attempt filming this yesterday, so that's why it looks a little bit used, but I'm going to attempt to zoom you guys in just a tad bit. I'm gonna go in with white chocolate and just sweep this all over the eyes for a quick base, real quick. Now I'm gonna go in with salted caramel, and just like all of Too Faced's chocolate products, this smells heavenly. And today we are gonna be creating a winged liner, so I'm gonna kind of wing this out, but I'm not gonna worry too much about it because the foundation and concealer cover everything up. So I'm just gonna build up the warmth in my crease and above my crease, and I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I don't want it to be too intense yet because I plan on making the lid very intense, and I want to be careful with the crease for now. By the way, another reason I don't like zooming in is not only the lighting, but in the winter, since my eyes are so dry, you can see the dry patches on my eyelid, and it affects the way everything looks, and you know, for aesthetic reasons. So now that I have this, I kind of want to dabble into this army green kind of color called Gilded Ganache, and I'm going to start with this on my outer lid just because I don't know if I'm going to like it enough to bring it all the way to the front. But this is just going to add a little bit of green in there, and I'm just going to pack this onto the lid. I'm also going to go into the Too Faced Naturalized palette because it also has some of the colors I'm going for. So I'm going to try Erotica as well. So as you can see, I just messily covered my lid with this shade. We're going to go in and blend it and smoke it out a little bit. And I'm also going to put a nicer color in this inner corner later on. So now I'm going to go in with salted caramel again and seamlessly blend this and also intensify the color a lot. Now I'm going to take a smaller crease brush and I'm going to go in with Semi-Sweet and pop this on the outer corner and crease to build up the color. And again, just building up that warmth. So yeah, very messy right now, but before I go in with another color, a lighter color to add dimension, I actually want to take this same Gilded Ganache color and intensify it because, whoa, as you can see, that picked up the army green. It was kind of just looking like a subtle brown, and we do not want that. So popping this on, focusing it on the outer corner, kind of halfway through. That definitely created a nice deep army green, and I'm gonna let that dry a little bit before I start to blend it because I don't want this to spread. But I'm just going to ever so slightly blend this into the crease just so we don't have that harsh line. Also, to more easily blend this, I'm taking Semi-Sweet, that deep brown, and putting that in the crease in between. Okay, so leaving this for now, I'm gonna go in with Creme Brulee, which is a beautiful frosty gold color, bronzy color, and I really want to bring out the bronze to match. I'm just going to blend this into the green, and as you can see, it's already creating that definition. I'm going to spray this brush now to intensify that bronze, and wetting this is also just going to add more reflection and definition. And then I'm just going to go back and forth with the bronze and the green to seamlessly blend the two together and create that fade. Again, with that dark brown, just blending everything out. And also salt caramel, again, always going back to the transition color and seamlessly blending everything together. I'm going to take a clean blending brush and put the salted caramel there because it's just going to help us get a more seamless blend when the brush is a lot cleaner. So now before I go ahead and do my winged liner and then move on to the face, I'm going to take white chocolate and clean up the brow bone and create a more seamless blend up here. Okay, so now I'm going to create my winged liner with a mix of two of the Too Faced sketch markers. One is in black and one is in charcoal black, and this one has matte packaging, so I'm assuming this is more of a matte finish as this is more of a glossy finish, but I'm just going to do this. It is super hard for me to do this on camera, so bear with me. And to be honest, these are super smooth and they glide perfectly. This regular black is definitely a more intense black, I'm noticing. Okay guys, so there's probably just a major lighting switch and I cannot even tell you guys how long this freaking took. I am such a perfectionist when it comes to this, and I rarely do winged liner nowadays, so it takes a little bit more effort than usual no matter how many years you've been doing it. But now we're going to move on to the face to try and finalize the rest of the look. So I'm going to be using the Born This Way foundation, and I recently got the shade Warm Nude when I was at the headquarters. I had a shade, I'm pretty sure Ivory, and it was way too yellow and it caused me to really not like the foundation. This foundation, as you can see, is a little bit dark for me right now, but we are going to make it work, and I am just going to pat this in with a beauty blender, and I'm going to focus this on my face first, and then we're going to, of course, bring down to the neck. This part I feel is so satisfying because it's like you could just see the look pulling together. For the neck with really dark shades like this, you want to make sure you get all underneath your jawline and really get that in there, pack it all the way to your ear, and then you want to drag it all the way down. And my chest is really pale too from the winter, but we're just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna bring it down to my necklace so it'll act kind of as a barrier and a distractor. So I'm just going to pat that in over here. I'm just blending this all over. And next, before we go back into the eyes, we're just going to cream contour and highlight. So I'm going to be taking my light Born This Way concealer and going kind of close to that liner to clean up any of the shadow that went below it, and just putting this underneath my under eyes. I'm also putting this on the high points of my face to highlight, and I also like to take the shade Fair and pack that on to brighten underneath the under eyes and cover those dark circles. And I'm going to go ahead blend in with a beauty blender. I want to blend this all out and go as close to the liner as possible without messing it up. I am certainly going to go back into my winged liner after falsies, but we'll do that later. And now I'm going to go in with light, and I'm going to swipe this over here just because I am going to be cream contouring today, and this really helps to define the cream contour and highlight right under here where you want it to be highlighted. And that kind of creates the illusion of a contour already just by doing that. I really like the Too Faced Born This Way concealers for cream contour. So first I'm going to go in with Tan and lightly put this around my nose. Not too much product, but just to add some warmth. Also going to put this around my forehead, and I am going to put this on my cheekbones and kind of focus it upwards because you don't want it to blend down. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of deep tan and darken that up a tad bit. And I'm going to blend this in with my foundation brush from my makeup brush set. I really like this for blending out cream contour. I'm going to go in with my beauty blender to blend this nicely. Once again, I believe the lighting changed. Lovely. But right now, I am going to ignore that and focus on the creases. And I actually am glad that I filmed this yesterday because this is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Loose Powder. Now, I have super dry skin, and this is a super finely milled powder. And when I put it on, it just, like, all the moisture in my face just vanished. So that is not a good product for me, unfortunately. I had to try and salvage everything else, so I'm just going to use a pressed powder today. No baking, since that powder does not fit for me, and I'm going to be using my Mr. Right powder brush, and the pressed powder is perfectly fine. So I'm just going to put this everywhere to set my entire face of cream products, and don't forget your neck. You don't want that rubbing off. I'm just going to set all of my cream products. I'm going to focus on the highlighted areas first. I'm going to pinch it and kind of pack the powder underneath the eye just to set that a little bit better, and set the cream contour and get it ready for our powder contour. I always set my creams because you do not want them to move. They could easily get blotchy and patchy. So now I'm going to go in with a clean fluffy brush and again go back in and blend this out. I also want to go ahead and start my lower lash line. So first I'm going to go in with Salted Caramel just to warm that up. And then I'm going to go in a little bit closer with a semi-sweep just to deepen that up. So now I am fitting my Cocoa lashes in Cocoa. These are some of my faves for when I'm wearing winged liner. And I'm going to pop these on and be right back. Okay guys, so I am finally back. I popped on the false lashes. I fixed up my wings to match better. I also blended in my real lashes with my fake lashes with the Better Than Sex mascara and did a coat of bottom lash mascara. So I'm going to start to move on to the face, and then I'll finalize anything on my eyes later, but I'm going to be using the Cocoa Contour Kit, and I hear nothing but good things about this. And I'm just going to chisel out my cheekbones. And we're only going to do a little bit just to set that cream contour we did earlier. I am mixing both contour shades in this palette, by the way. I'm also going to go in with my same brush and this light cocoa powder. And I'm going to use this to bake since I can't with the other powder, just to clean this up and highlight the area underneath. This, of course, another chocolate product, smells absolutely heavenly. So now I'm going to take my Too Faced Love Flush Blush Palette. I'm going to take my blush brush and go in with Baby Love, which is the perfect shade. And I'm just going to sweep this onto my cheekbones to add a bit of warmth and color. These blushes are so pigmented, and this palette was limited edition, but they do have all the single blushes for sale, and they're heart-shaped and they're adorable. I have them, but I kind of want to use this instead of the full size. And then once I'm done with my blush, I like to go again with my contour just to seamlessly blend it all together. And you guys know usually I do my blush after my highlights, but today we're not using a cream base since Too Faced doesn't have one, and we're gonna go straight into the highlight after this. One more time, sweep underneath to clean. I'm gonna take the Mr. Right powder brush and blend that. By the way, I also have the Chocolate Soleil bronzers right here, but I wanted to use that palette, and I'm pretty sure that these are the same as those. But now I'm going to be using my Too Faced Candlelight Glow in Warm Glow. Oh, and by the way, the contour kit came with a brush. I completely forgot to use it, but it's really great and fluffy. This is my favorite highlight, and as you saw in the beginning of the video, Too Faced came out with new highlighters, but I want to wait till the other video to use those for the first time, and this is freaking amazing. So I'm just going to use this today. So I mainly focus it on this side of the product, but I kind of mix it all in together, and it creates the most beautiful glow. Adding highlight is like putting your life together in one step. Like, honestly, truly, I forget how good this highlight is alone. Like, lately I've been not reaching to it as much, but damn. And before I wet my face and intensify the highlight, I'm going in with the Baby Love blush to bring that back and blend it seamlessly. You don't want a harsh highlight line, you want everything to flow. So now I'm going to spray my face down, and we are going to highlight again. I also like this because maybe it's just me, but I feel like doing that like intensifies your shadow a bit more, and of course it makes the powders all seep together and look way less cakey and form together a lot more. And I'm just going to let this soak into my face and dry so I could clean up any harshness. And while this is drying, I'm going to apply my lip color, and I think today I'm going to go with Sellout. I plan on doing a whole review swatch video on the melted lipstick, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply this straight to my lips. It's a beautiful nude. Okay, so I actually do like this. I kind of just want to go in with brown. This is Naughty by Nature. I'm going to layer it on top just to see. Yeah, I actually think the brown is going to go a lot better with this look. So I'm just going to layer on this on top. Normally, if I was going out, I probably wouldn't do this, but I'm just probably going to take this off right after I film. Okay, now, sorry guys, I think I'm going to layer this in the center just to add a bit of definition. Okay, now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to go in with creme brulee and pop that in the inner corner to really tie in that bronzy vibe. I'm also going to take some of this straight onto the brow bone, just a little bit. So here's the final look. I absolutely love how it turned out. It's super sultry and dark, and I love the greens and the bronzes and the winged liner. Yes. So again, if you've made it to the end of this video and you haven't given it a thumbs up or a comment already, be sure to do so. I love reading your comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.